YouTube, what is going on? It's Mesa Sean back at it with Ask Mesa, where I sit and answer questions with this little snuggle man. Give me a kiss. Oh, I kissed you. We're at episode, what are we? Hold on. I'm always clue bag when it comes to this stuff. We are at episode 9, so let's jump right into it. Okay, unique legacy. So he actually tweeted me this and I said leave it. He tweeted me this question, I said leave it in this episode. I think that it's bullshit that Bungie gives all the exclusive stuff to PlayStation. If the game is multi-platform, then everybody should have the exact same stuff. Xbox users pay just as much as PlayStation users, and they get more out of it. Your thoughts? Okay, it's a little hard for me to be sympathetic, but hear me out. For being a recovering Call of Duty addict for many years, nothing was more frustrating for me as a Call of Duty fan to constantly see everyone on Xbox get everything early. Now granted, yes, we get the same stuff, but it sucked. I mean, it made me not want to buy any season passes for Call of Duty because I'd watch, even for the failure that, Call of Duty Ghost was, even the microtransactions, Xbox got them first. I do think it is a bit of a long wait for Xbox users to get it a full year. I would have thought they might have done something where it might have been like you get things a month later, not until fall of 2015. Okay, I'm strictly talking out of my ass here. I heard, or I read on some forum, that Destiny was originally made for PlayStation, or Bungie developed it for PlayStation to be like an exclusive, and Microsoft stepped in to get a piece of the action, hence why some sort of preference. Is that true? No fucking idea. Read into it. Yeah, I mean, I think it sucks, but at the same time, it's hard for me to be sympathetic because for so many years, all I did was get everything late for because Xbox users got it first when it came to Call of Duty. So I feel for you. At the same time, it's hard for me to be sympathetic. I think exclusives and things like this creates rifts between communities. Obviously, you get your Xbots, and then you got your Sony ponies, as we're called, right? And everyone just fights over it. So I really think exclusives and delayed things like that divide communities. It's really just Sony, trying to get money, and Microsoft trying to get money. And at the end, Activision wins and gets all the money, but I still think it divides the community, I think. Okay, Chris Allen says, what's your favorite enemy type to play against? I hate Vex. I'm looking forward to the new raid. Praetorians make me shiver. Yeah, I hate Praetorians. They're annoying. Even with Atheon's Epilogue, I got it already maxed out, and it still feels like it just takes forever to down Praetorians because they've got, those void shields, and the impact is so tiny on Atheon's Epilogue. Favorite type of enemy, I would say, would be the fat-headed Cabals. I don't know why. I love getting headshots in them and watching them explode. But I will tell you, the worst enemies, I hate those little Cabal bastards. Those little small, I don't even know what their names are. Those little small Cabals that run around and love to sneak around corners, shoot you a few times, and come back around the corner. Because when you go to Mars and you're fighting all these Cabals, you're used to shooting all these big guys, and all of a sudden you got these little things that are hiding in corners. So they get really annoying. Okay, Shane Dunn says, will you be doing the Crota raid on day 1 when the DLC comes out? If so, could you stream it? I don't know if I'm going to do it on day 1, just because as I mentioned in the video that I uploaded yesterday, I'm no raid expert. I'd like to be one. I'd like to do some sort of easy guide or maybe quick start guide, because maybe I have a slight knack for explaining things to noobs like me, who aren't pros. I'd rather focus on stuff I'm more comfortable with, like the strikes, the PvP maps, and also the stories. Maybe getting some guides up for those right away, taking my time. The raid, I'd rather learn it slowly. I mean, still to this, I finally, I think, have all the things down on what to do in each parts of the Vault of Glass. Well, it's been just the end, like when it comes to the relics. I never was the relic holder when you get to the gatekeeper, so I still don't really know what to do there, but it doesn't matter because I'm fine at holding on the fort. But as for beating Atheon, I know what to do, whether you're the relic holder or whatever. I'm going off on a tangent as always. I'm going to do it as soon as I can, but I'm not going to go crazy with it the first day. I think it'd be too frustrating for me the first day to spend 10 hours in there trying to figure it out. I'd rather focus on all the other new stuff, giving you tours of the tower, all the new items, the new strikes, like I said, the new PvP maps, and then from there, then start doing the raid. Wait till all the other videos start coming out so I can learn from them and figure out what exactly to do to not go in there and just get my ass handed. I have one level 30, so she's ready to go in there. I thought I might have had a level 30 Titan this week because I got everything except boots, and I can't get boots, so anyway. Okay, then we got Sam Arendit. He says, Star Wars question, since you said you were a huge fan. You have no idea. Obviously, I'm old, so. What do you think that would make the new trilogy awesome? I mean, example, and like he goes into, because the prequels were horrible. I think most people can agree. I think, one, based on the little snippet trailer we saw, first off, I hear sounds from the original Holy Trilogy, which totally gets me excited. hearing the sounds of those old X-Wings, the TIE Fighter roars, stuff like that, seeing those stormtroopers looks amazing. I think great acting, and I think making it look used. See, George Lucas always said what made it real, or not real, I mean obviously it's fantasy, but what gave it more realism than say like see, I hate Star Trek. Sorry, you know, no offense to Star Trek people, hated Star Trek because everything looked so clean and crisp and proper. Whereas the original trilogy, everything looked beat up. You know, you look at stormtroopers, they had dings and marks all over their helmets. The ships had blast marks on them, and you know, everything looked dirty. That's what I liked about it. It looked real. It looked, you know, somewhat believable. They used models. And the prequels, everything was beautiful and clean, and I get it, it was before the war and all that stuff, but it just looked too whatever. And also, George Lucas, you know, offense, he's a genius, but I thought he was a terrible director. That's why The Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion, was the best out of the first, well, 4, 5, and 6, because Irving Kershner directed it, and not Lucas. George directed the prequels, and, you know, he was a bit older, and so you could kind of tell it was geared a little bit more towards the kids, you know, which I get. A lot of kids love Star Wars, but for oldies like me, who grew up on the Holy Trilogy, we wanted to see a little more serious, a little bit, you know, better acting. So I think J.J. Abrams is going to nail it. Okay, Adam Geets, G-E-D-D-E-S, says, congrats on 12,000. Been here since 9933. Thank you, good sir. Hey, Mesa, how'd you get your name? It's kind of silly. The URL for my YouTube channel is Mesa Shawnee, right? My favorite guitar amplifier brand is called Mesa Boogie. And my friends, when I was in bands, used to always call me Mesa Shawnee because that's all I ever played. I had a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, then a triple rectifier, and then my favorite amp. Why did I always point here like you could see? The Mesa Boogie Mark V is my favorite. So I thought that sounded cool as a YouTube URL, but then it sounds stupid. So I just cut off the Y and made it Mesa Sean. So, but if anyone searches Mesa Sean, they'll easily find my channel. So, but that's how I got my silly name. And then there was a number of you in this week's and last week said, "Oh my God, I can't believe Mesa's white." Someone put I thought he was black. Someone put I thought he was Mexican. Someone thought he was 20s. I'm obviously not in my 20s. And as for white, yeah, well, I'm actually part Mediterranean. I'm Maltese, Irish, and Polish. So, all right. So hang on to that for a second. Whenever I tell people that I'm Maltese, they're like, "What, like the fucking dog?" I'm just like, no. There's an island called Malta, and it's right off of Sicily, but it's its own country. If you ever told my grandparents or my dad's side of the family that the Maltese were like Italians, they got highly offended. But when you look at the Maltese people, or at least my grandmother and that side of the family, they look like Italians. They had dark hair and brown eyes and all that stuff. But because I'm a half Polak, I've got, you know, blue eyes and, you know, kind of some pasty skin. But I can't tan. So that's it for me, guys. Drop a like in this video only if you see fit. I always say that because I never look at the likes until my friend Clawman from my clan was like, "Dude," he's like, "how do you get so many likes and almost 0 dislikes?" I was like, "I don't know. I never check them." That's the thing, you know. I'm not the type to come in and beg you guys for likes, and plus it gives me a kind of good gauge as to if you really like the stuff. So you know what? If you don't like it, you know, drop the dislike. You know, maybe leave me a comment why. You know, what can I do better? But you guys have been absolutely amazing. How many subs am I at? 12,825, guys. I love you so much. Keep it locked in here this week. I'll have tons of Dark Below stuff coming out every day. I don't know how many videos. I told my girlfriend, I was like, I'm going to be incognito. Is that even the right word? Incognito. I'm going to be out of pocket from Tuesday for the next week. So she's making more. Might go out for dinner Monday night, and then like the rest of the week I'm out of pocket. So I'm in babble mode. So you know what? I'm going to turn this camera off. Stay beautiful.